feels so far away. Kind of an interesting angle, sort of. You're leaning against my window, looking through the opening to my kitchen. Not sure my table's in the exact right spot, but maybe my table doesn't need to be in the exact right spot. It's in a pretty good spot. I'm gonna go get some more coffee. Don't you guys go anywhere. Good morning, Jimmy. Let's see, I got plenty of coffee. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Somebody put that quote yesterday. I think it was a song from the 90s. I think they were referring to the parking lot outside my window. Never really heard the words to that song before till somebody wrote them down yesterday. Uh-oh. Where's my lighter? Where's my lighter? How am I gonna light my candles? Feel a little out of sorts today. Wandering around like a fool. Where's my lighter? Could my lighter be in my bedroom? Why would my lighter be in my bedroom? Oh, my lighter is in my bedroom. There's soft, flammable stuff in my bedroom. It's a little chilly in here, so I'm gonna bump up the heat a degree or two. Not gonna need to shortly. The sun's gonna be baking down on me and it's gonna be like a greenhouse in here and I'm gonna be cranking on the air conditioning. Oh, I don't want to shut my blinds. They're such big, beautiful windows. Almost seems like a shame to cover them up. Look at this, I don't even have the light on today. Isn't that fun? Seems like a shame to cover up the windows. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Betty Lynn. Good morning, Deanna. Good morning, Osgood. The Big Yellow Taxi. Is that the name of the original writer for that song? But that's not who I was thinking of. I was thinking of the group that did Mr. Jones and Me. They did they got fairly popular. There was a dude with, Counting Crows, thank you. It was Counting Crows. They got pretty big in the 90s. I think it was the 90s. I think I saw an interview with the lead singer in the Not Too Distant Paths. And I think his dreadlocks are cut off. I think he dated Jennifer Aniston. Tell you what, pays to be in a band. It pays. Little boys and girls out there, especially boys, find yourself in a rock band. That dude was dating Jennifer Aniston. He did pretty well. Yeah. But anyway, good morning, good morning. What a vibrant audience. We have 40 people hopping on in the first 3 minutes. 40 people. We got 52 people. If it keeps going up, I'll just sit here and go, wow. 7 thumbs up. 8 thumbs up. But anyway, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Sunday morning. It is 6:24 a.m. It is April 27th, I believe. Happy Sunday. This is a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking, a show about me sharing some feelings. My left ear's a little sore. That's a feeling. That is a feeling. I sleep in these little earbuds, or whatever they're called. I bought them for $15. They were a great value. I'm very pleased with the purchase, so don't take it the wrong way. But I sleep, and I'm a side sleeper, and sometimes the earbuds cram into my ear, and especially they seem to cram into my left side of my left ear. It's kind of sore. But anyway, this is a show about me sharing my feelings, talking, sharing a little bit about life, a little bit about music, a little bit about sunrises, windows, blinds, nice one-bedroom apartments, candles. But for those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking. It is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am so excited to have my first sip at this fairly early hour on a Sunday morning. Most of us don't work on Sundays, so Sunday is the day, a day of rest for most of us. So I'm proud of each and every one of us for being up this morning at this early hour and having our coffee, because I've got my hot cup of coffee. And my hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Tell you, it's a Sumatra. It's kind of nice. I bought my coffee. I just moved into this apartment. Might have been a month ago today. And bought myself a coffee maker and actually chose one that wasn't programmable and you couldn't set to go at a certain time. Might have been actually more money too to get the non-programmable. I think the programmable one, it was on sale. And that tells you something. If they got to sell the fancier schmancy ones cheaper, there must be something wrong with it. And I've always kind of thought there was. These coffee makers are amazing. They last for a long time. Eventually it dies, but it's only $25 or so. Makes a great cup of coffee. You don't program it, but last night I did put my coffee grounds and the water in the maker before I went to bed. I tell you, when you do that, it's hard not pushing the button and getting the coffee maker started if you're me and you've been doing it for so long. So last night I turned it on for a second, then caught myself, which I was very thankful. I caught myself before any tragedy happened with my coffee, and I turned it off. But this morning I had a good night's sleep, and I could see the sun kind of creeping through the blinds a little bit, and realized the coffee maker was ready just for me to creep out and push the button. Yeah. Am I schizophrenic? Can I see someone behind the camera? I see dead people. I am single. I live in Wisconsin. I am not Joe Rogan. Hello, Gabrielle. Good morning, Unc. Hello, Julie Flanagan. Do I know Myanmar? I do know a little bit about Myanmar. I mean, very little. I know of it. Did it used to be called, Siam became Thailand. Myanmar used to be Burma, I don't know, it's something like that. I think there's a Burma connection to Myanmar. I think. It's over there. I bet it's really hot and humid in Myanmar. Somebody called me Unc earlier. Oftentimes I'll have to go to the internet to hear what you kids are talking about, because I don't understand it. I think unk is a borderline slightly derogatory term for an older dude. Well, as long as it's only borderline slightly derogatory, I'm okay with it. Let's see. Somebody's living for the 70 degrees coming Monday and Tuesday. Crazy. The comments are fast and furious. I look like Johnny Sins. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I used to be concerned about that. And then again, it's kind of like Unk, I did a little research into who this Johnny Sins man is. Was voted the sexiest man in the adult film industry. How can I not like that? How can I not like that? Hey, ladies. I look just like the sexiest man in the adult film industry, with or without clothes. He's famous for his bald head and his muscly physique. Again, what is not to like about that? What is not to like about that? Somebody says he makes straight men sweat. I don't totally know what that means, but I kind of like the sound of it. It's funny. Am I a guy that acts like he has hair? I don't know. Do you think I act like I have hair? I don't believe I act like I have hair at all. I don't own a comb or a brush or shampoo. So no, I'm not a guy that acts like I have hair. I would be schizophrenic if I, here I am. Whoa, hey, get some gel. Do whatever it is I used to do with my hair. Is it cold or hot without hair? Well, I don't know. I think the nice thing about not having hair, there's plenty of nice things. One of the nice things is you can pop on a hat and not worry about getting hat head at all. So if it's kind of chilly outside, I think those with hair, or if it's a damp, like 40s day or something like that, with temperature in the 40s, I think those with hair would have a tendency to not wear a hat because they don't want to mess up their hair. Where I, without any fear, grab a stocking cap and pop it right over and keep you nice and warm. Yeah. Let's see. What an audience today. What an audience today. Is it true bald people still use shampoo? I mean, there's times I have. I'm assuming there's things in shampoo that are good for the skin, your scalp. I don't know. Plus, if I go visit somebody or if I'm staying at somebody's house and I'm showering, I don't know. Sometimes I'll just use shampoo all over my whole body and call it a day. At home, I don't have any shampoo. I have for any would-be visitors to my apartment, I have little bottles of hotel shampoo for visitors. I stayed in a hotel before I moved in to this apartment, and I was there for like 5 weeks. And every time I had the maids change the sheets, which I did about every week or week and a half or so, they'd bring in a whole new set of shampoos and conditioners and lotions and stuff. I thought I'd acquire them, and I have. Hello, Micheline. How are you? Let's see. Somebody says I look like Dana White. There's pretty cool head tats out there. I tell you what, I'm not into tattoos really at all. Personally, I don't want any, and I certainly wouldn't get one on my head. I think that's a phase the world's going through. It might unwind that phase later on after I'm gone, but yeah, I just don't see the point. Lovely Apple says, gotta have at least 2 cups in the morning. Sure. Have I ever played a video game? And which one? Do you remember Atari? Oh, I played all the Atari games. Do you remember Intellivision? Oh, I played all the Intellivision games. I heard I might have been the best in the world at Sea Battle. You know who said that? I did. I really didn't lose. I was so good with the destroyer. Kind of have the little missile thing at an angle, and this destroyer's fast, so you go up real quickly, and the person's got to time it. They could never time my attack, and I'd launch the shot and hit the battleship or what have you. Let's see. Hi, Ken. Big fan. It's my mate Cohen's birthday today, and I was wondering if you could give him a shout out. He's over for a sleepover. Happy birthday, Cohen. How are you? I hope you're having a great birthday. I don't know where you are or what part of the world you're in or what you're doing, but I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday today. Ruby liked and subscribed. Well, I appreciate that. We got 35 people that have liked. We got 67 people watching. I was talking to a guy I work with yesterday, and he said he tuned into my show. I go, how'd you know I have a show? Did I tell you? He goes, yeah. And he goes, he watched it yesterday morning. It's his morning entertainment. I tried to explain to him, I go live every day, and I pick up 20 or so subscribers every day. I don't know what's happening. No matter how well you do, you still never can grow fast enough. You never can improve quick enough for me. At least I can't. You know, I should be pretty pleased that I'm picking up 20 or 25 subscribers a day, and I'm at, I don't know, 6,700 subscribers. But no, I'm always, no matter what number I was at, even when I was at like 67, I feel just the same level of frustration that it's not growing quick enough as I did at 67. When I had 67, I'd gain like 1 a week, and I go, ooh, I got to 68. Now I gain about 100 a week, and the feeling is just the same. What time is it in my country? I like to think of it as my country. It's 6:37 a.m. Sandra says I'm very young looking. Well, thank you, Sandra. Did I change or wearing my sleepy shirt? I'm wearing the shirt I slept in, but thank you for asking. Oh yeah, I slept in this last night. I worked yesterday. I got off at about 4:30. I was feeling kind of tired. I'm feeling kind of tired a lot. But I'm new to the town, and I got my fishing license a few weeks ago, and it was a really nice day outside, and thought I'd try and enjoy the couple hours of sun we still had ahead of us, and headed off into Wisconsin looking for places to fish. I searched up Lake Winnebago. I hadn't been there since I moved to Appleton, and drove down. It turns out it's not very far. It might be 4 miles straight south of here. And I'll tell you what, Julie, you're right, Lake Winnebago is very big. It is very big. I drove down and I took a right on some turn that says no outlet. There was an outlet, but it was kind of not a private road. It was a public road, but I don't think they love having people drive down it. And there were a bunch of homes right along the lake, and it was a tiny little road, and I thought, wow. Actually, I took a picture. A couple of them were for rent. I wanted to see what they were renting them out for. But they were backed to a lake towards the south, and I thought they'd be pretty neat to be along that area. There were some homes on the right side of the road that didn't have, a shoreline on their yards. And I wonder if they could gain access to the water, or were they stuck being wannabes just wishing they could get to the lake? I wondered what the fishing would be like. I drove along this private road, although it wasn't private. Found a little park and beach area, and there were some kids, I don't know, they were probably mid-teens or so. And, I don't know what they were doing, but they were going in the water periodically. I think they were probably shooting videos. The water was probably pretty dang cold, I will bet. They got scared when they first saw me, but then I just kind of walked in, and not walked in, but walked to the beach and strolled along and looked at the water, said, this doesn't look like an area I could fish. And as I'm going out, I said hey to them, and I asked them where the town of Neenah was, or how far Neenah, Wisconsin was. They told me it didn't sound too far, and I explored Neenah and Menasha, and saw an area with several fishermen. I was excited. This is my third time fishing. I've only seen one guy out fishing in the previous 2 times. And usually fishermen go to fish where you should fish, and saw these guys on the other side of a dam in Menasha. I think it was Menasha. It could have been Neenah. I don't know. I don't know these towns yet. But either way, it was an area where they, what are those called? The dikes? I don't know, not dikes. Where they can shut the water off in certain areas, and then it rushes through in others. And apparently, I don't know, there was like 10 guys fishing there. Seemed like a good spot. I didn't catch anything. I went up above the dam, and there was a quieter area, and tried fishing there, and a spot that looked great with rocks and a bridge and what have you, places that would usually hold fish. I didn't catch anything. So I've been out 3 times. I'm still just learning the water. It's tough when you don't know anything. You know, when you don't know anything, because you don't know you're going to catch fish anytime you go. There was a river. I came from Naperville, Illinois. There was a little river that went through downtown, the West Branch of the DuPage River. And it was real pretty. There was a river walk along it, and you could fish there and catch nice smallmouth. But honestly, if you went out there just a couple times, you might not catch any, and you might not think the river had any good fish. And maybe that's what I'm experiencing here. Let's see. I'm running a little low on coffee. We've got a great audience today. 59 people watching, 47 thumbs up. Julie says fishing is good if you catch one or not. Good for the soul. It is, Julie. And for me, it's an excuse to adventure a little bit, or to hike, or to be out. And yeah, I know, like, you could just sit on a dock like I know you do and fish, and it's very peaceful and relaxing. But for me, it's given me an excuse to, like I said, explore Neenah and explore Menasha, and drive around and check things out, which is a lot of fun to do. I was hoping that Neenah might have had a little Starbucks in it in the downtown area. They got a cool downtown, and it's a street with, I don't know, just a couple blocks long, but a lot of stores. No Starbucks, though. Had there been a Starbucks, I may have gone in there, because I was tired. I worked yesterday. But there was no Starbucks. So I found the fisherman and went fishing, and chatted with the little guy, with a couple people. There was a man, and I assume his wife and his kid, and they were out fishing. And I asked the guy, hey, do you catch much here? And he goes, no. He laughed, and asked him about the fishing, and if, you know, he didn't look like he was an expert fisherman. I hate to judge, but I think you can tell by the way people cast if they've done much fishing. Because strangely, fishing's an athletic move, casting. You know, if you're going like this, or if you're just kind of going like that, it's strange, because I think the skill the athletic move that it is, and getting your wrists involved and your hands involved in the swing, probably relates to any sport. Because I think I golf like this, kind of like the people that are cast. Like I use my big muscles. I try and do it, but I don't get any athleticism into the motion. And same with baseball. I'll swing the bat with and if you get that little delay in your wrist and that little wrist flick at the end, I think it adds, it almost doubles the power you get. Let's see. You heard in America that Domino's pizza is very popular, but in Australia, it's probably one of the worst pizzas you can buy. Well, just because it's popular doesn't mean it's good. I think Domino's is popular because it's fairly cheap and it's pizza. And even when pizza's just okay, it's still pretty decent. So it's probably popular because it's cheap. But it's certainly not good pizza here. Favorite movies, Jaws, Rocky. Those are old classics, but somebody says Pizza Hut is better. I'll tell you what, I worked at Pizza Hut in the 80s, in the mid 80s. One of my first jobs was working at Pizza Hut as a cook. They had some awesome pizza back then, and it was called the Priazzo. I wish they brought it back. It was like a shell in the bottom and a shell covered over and all sorts of delicious stuff. They had a Milano and a Florentine and an Aroma. They were delicious pizzas. So yeah, Pizza Hut used to be pretty good. I'm gonna grab some more coffee. Don't go anywhere. Or you can go somewhere. You don't have to stay. I enjoy when you guys stay, but you don't have to. Good morning, Bruce. Hi, Ivan. Oh! Somebody said, that's why I have no hair. I'm wondering why do I have no hair? Because I worked at Pizza Hut? Maybe. We didn't only cook the pizza, we were also in charge of washing the dishes periodically. But there were never that many dishes at Pizza Hut. How am I doing? I am doing really well. I'll tell you what, it's 6:47 a.m. on a Sunday. I got a hot cup of coffee. I got a candle lit. I've got a great audience. I worked last night, had a nice shift, and working today. But not till later. Had a good night's sleep. Probably gonna go to church this morning. Don't know which church I'm gonna go to. How many have I been to? Came to Wisconsin about 2 months ago. I think I've been to 4 churches. There was a really small one about a half a block from where I live called Life Church that I went to on Easter. And it was Easter service, and it was still small. And I thought I heard somebody saying that this was by far the biggest service they had in a while. I might feel uncomfortable if it's me and 3 parishioners and the pastor. I've been going to big churches a lot lately. I like the music, I like people watching, I like kind of absorbing the energy in the crowd. So this one felt unusual last Sunday, but it was still good. After church last Sunday, I went for a little walk, and I saw another church that people were coming and going out of. It's kind of fun just exploring. Haven't been to a church up here that moved me to the point of dedication. There was one service that I went to where the pastor really did a good job, and I felt a connection to. But if I don't feel a connection to the pastor, it can just be okay. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, True. Hello, Ivan. And hello, Aldo. Let's see, what's the difference, somebody said, between Catholic Christian and Christians? Now, I'm by far not a religious expert. I think like non-denominational Christians tend to go directly from the Bible. And I think if you are Catholic, and it's going to be hard to say this, there's customs in the Catholic Church that aren't from the Bible. There's a pope. There's, I don't know, candles and incense and stuff like that. And I don't mean to be derogatory at all, but I'd say there's customs that aren't directly from the Bible in the Catholic Church. And I think non-denominational Christians just generally go directly from the Bible. And for me, I want somebody connecting the words in the Bible to life and to the challenges we all face. Hold on here. Hold on. No, what is that? What are you? What are you? Hold on. I just can't have it. I just can't have you climbing across the floor. Hold on. Feel a little bad for that. But I had a bug crawling across my floor. I don't like killing things. I may have killed that bug though. Feel a little guilty about it, but I mean, it was just crawling across the floor. Wasn't trying to cause any trouble. It was just doing what bugs do. I'll let that go and not feel too guilty about it. Let's see. Hello from Brazil. How are you? I was in northern Illinois, and I was in northern Illinois. I was in a town called Naperville, and moved up here about 2.5 months ago. So it's about, 200 miles from where I live. Let's see. Let me see. If I should, let's see. Do I have a wife? No, I do not have a wife. I have 2 ex-wives. Brexter's asking, what's my go-to coffee order? I don't get anything fancy. If I go to Starbucks, I sit down, or a coffee shop, I just order coffee. I usually will drink it black. Sometimes I'll have tea, sometimes I'll add cream, but generally I go and just get a coffee. And oftentimes I'll ask if they give refills, and the little coffee shops around here either don't or charge $1 for them. Works for me. And I'll find a comfy chair with a good view of the coffee shop and do some people watching and edit some videos. This is me editing videos. And just kind of enjoy the coffee and the scene. And there's some great coffee shops here in Appleton, right by my apartment. I've got several nephews. 1, 2, how many nephews do I have? 6. I hope I'm not forgetting any. It's horrible. Sometimes you can forget nieces and nephews for a little bit. You'll focus in on, one section of the family and you go, oh yeah. But either way, I think I have 6 nephews, but I have 2 that aren't too far away. And I was talking about having them come up and visit. They were asking me when I'm working and when they could come, and I told them my schedule and explained to them the somewhat limitations of my apartment, that I have no sleeping spots for them and no couch and TV just yet. But if they could bring up, they have these little fold-up mattresses. If they bring a couple, they could probably have fun even if I'm working, just kind of checking out the town or going to bars or doing whatever it is 20 somethings do these days. Uh, but yeah, what was my point? Oh, there's coffee shops. I figured they might want to hang out in a coffee shop or two. Oh, it's so nice. Uh, let's see. So what else is going on? It's Sunday morning. It's 6:55. Do I drink my coffee black? Most often. Most often. Well, I've talked for 35 minutes, so I started streaming at 6:20. Do I watch football? When you say football, do you mean football, American football, or football as in soccer? I would say I don't watch soccer, and I do watch American football. All right. So no, I really don't watch soccer a whole lot. I mean, I'm not against it. I find it. I don't think I understand the game enough to enjoy it. I feel that way about hockey too. For me, if I watch a game, hockey, they just skate back and forth until the puck falls in the net. That's what it looks like to me as a novice. Kind of feel that way about soccer or football or whatever you want to call it. And I don't understand the nuances of the game enough to really appreciate it. Do I like eggs? I do like eggs. I do like eggs. Great sources of protein, reasonably inexpensive, tasty as heck. You put it on a piece of toast and they are delicious. What team do I support in American football? I would say the Chicago Bears. I just moved close to a town called Green Bay, and the Bears and the Green Bay Packers have a long storied rivalry. I might just cheer for whichever team's winning this year. 8 or 10 a.m. service, that is the question. Mary, I don't think I could make it up there for the 8 o'clock service. And what church did you say you go to? What church did you say you could go to? Let's see. Wow, I wonder if we're getting many subscribers today. Green Bay community. I don't know, Mary, if I really knew you were a real person and you had a picture, if I knew you were a real person, if you had a picture and we'd ever communicated, I might actually go there today because, I mean, you might not care. You might not even want to go to church with me. But I am looking for a new church, and it would be fun to see Green Bay as well. So, yeah. Let's see. Let us see. Let me see. Somebody asked how my baked chicken went. Great question. It was delicious. How many pieces did I eat? I bought a 10-pack of thighs. I think I put 3 in the freezer. And I cooked up 7, and I'll tell you what, it went great. I had it on bake for, I don't know, half an hour or 40 minutes. I don't even know. I didn't time it, but I'm going to guess. I had it on 400 degrees in my skillet, 7 pieces, 7 big thighs crammed together in a skillet, and for 400 degrees for like 30 or 40 minutes. And then I looked, and my guess was that they were probably warm enough and edible, but I thought crisping them up at the top would be good. So I turned it to broil and took off the layer of tinfoil I had and broiled it for another 10 minutes maybe, and the skin got nice and crispy. And the chicken turned out great. I think I still have 2 pieces, so I must have eaten 5 thighs. That was my meal. So I have 2 pieces in the fridge cooked. I have 3 pieces in the freezer uncooked. And I'll tell you what, for $6 or whatever I paid for the whole, all the chicken. I don't know, you could feed a lot of people. You get a bag of potatoes or some pasta or something like that. I think I had some broccoli while I was waiting. I'm becoming a hell of a cook. Good morning, Chip. How are you? Somebody wanted to see my view. My view's not particularly exciting, but there it is. I mean, it's a parking lot with a Greek restaurant and some orange building and a library right there. And I think the church I went to is right over there. And the downtown of Appleton is right over there. I'd be sad if they built buildings right there. You know? Kind of like having the big sky behind me. I'm doing great, Chip. Somebody thought my view looked like a bag of chickens. That's the strangest comment I've ever heard. Seriously, and I've heard a lot of weird comments. But I don't really think my view resembled a bag of chickens at all. I am in Wisconsin. I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin. Yeah, Bruce, I tell you what, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna get up. The view's cool, but what really makes the view cool is just these huge windows. I mean, it's really amazing. And somebody was bad-mouthing this brick. This brick's awesome. That was watching my show. You get a lot of hateful people on the internet. This brick is awesome. This building's like 100 years old. And I'll tell you what, they don't make them like they used to. This little complex has 3 buildings. One that was built, used to be a newspaper, the Appleton News or Gazette or whatever they called, and was built like 100 years ago, and it's super cool. You go down to the parking garage, and there's these little, they look like little railroad tracks or rails where they must have pushed carts along on wheels to move heavy stuff back and forth. And there just feels like there's a ton of historic significance and coolness in this building. It's really neat. Let's see. As a Christian, what are my views on Trump? Let's see. I would love that people all over the world become more close. Is that possible with a president like Trump? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, sure, it's possible. Let's not act like Trump has the ability to separate people. You know, I got people all over the world watching. What? Did I say I have people all over the world watching? And hopefully, I don't know, in some ways, this is making the world a warmer, fuzzier place. Yeah, because you're seeing, hey, there's this guy in America that is just like me, not just like me, but pretty similar to me, just a guy drinking coffee, going through life. Yeah. We're maybe not all that different after all, whether we're from Israel or Palestine or Indonesia or Australia or Canada or wherever. We're all just doing our best and trying our hardest. Somebody said William Dafoe. I don't think it's actually William. That's what's weird about it's Willem, I think. Isn't it? I don't know for sure. If any of my brilliant audience knows, either Google it or whatever. I think it's just Willem, like Willem Dafoe. But anyway, said he's from Appleton, Wisconsin. I didn't know that. He was born William. He goes by Willem. I mean, honestly, that makes me like him a little less. It seems so pretentious. Please call me Willem. That'd be like me wanting to be called Keen. Don't call me Ken. I like the name Keen better. Or Kine. Call me Willem. But either way, he's a pretty good actor. Oh, somebody had told me, I'd heard from you guys that Houdini came from Appleton, Wisconsin. I had seen nothing about it until yesterday as I'm driving towards my fishing destination, and there was a Houdini-themed bar or something. There's a lot of bars in Wisconsin. When you're new to a town and you're looking for something to do, bars want to suck you in. Maybe I might have to start drinking again. I've been sober for 3.5 years. Ken, why did you start drinking again? Julie Flanagan made me move to Wisconsin. Did I catch any fish? No, I did not. I did not catch any fish. I'm learning the crud out of the water, though. What do mothers want to have for dinner on Mother's Day? I don't know. I think you should ask your mother. I do not know. I am not a mother. It's not Mother's Day. I think Mother's Day is May 11th. I think I saw that somewhere. My mother passed. I have 4 beautiful kids, and with that, 2 ex-wives. I'm sure I will acknowledge Mother's Day to my ex-wives and be thankful for them being moms to my children. Let's see. I don't know who that is even. Let's see. Let's see. No, today is not Mother's Day, nor is it Father's Day. Let's stop spreading rumors. We're trying to bring the world together, create peace on this Sunday morning. Drink coffee. What were the coolest shoes in my day? Tennis shoes. Well, the original Air Jordans came out when I was probably 17 years old. I never had a pair. I never wanted a pair. I never even thought they looked good. I rarely ever had high tops. But Nike, Asics, pretty much the same shoes that are out there today, sort of. Not Chuck Taylors. I'm not that old. Chuck Taylors are still considered cool for the certain crowds. Like the skateboard crowd always thought Chuck Taylors were cool. No offense, but I look like Johnny Sins. Again, Johnny Sins was voted the sexiest man in the adult industry. Where would the offense be? Chip he remembers the day he bought his first pair of Jordans. All right. Do I believe in Bigfoot? No, I don't. I don't think there's a giant bear-like ape man creeping around in the woods. Do you? With huge feet that buys a pair of size 46 Jordans. Let's see. Hello, Saginaw. Thank you for joining. Where's Saginaw? Is that Michigan? Jacket feels like I'm a police officer. I'm not. Some people think I'm a dentist. I'm not. I'm a content creator. Hello, Rainey. How are you? Oh, Saginaw, Texas. It's exactly what a police officer would say. I sound like a door salesman. You mean like a door-to-door salesman? Uh, yeah, I think I could do that. I was talking with somebody at work yesterday, and I've always kicked around the idea of being selling cars. And I've had people on the show and people on my videos say, gosh, man, you should sell cars. You'd be great at it. I wonder if I would. I wonder if I could sell cars. I've been in sales before, but only did fairly okay. And I want to be pretty darn awesome at whatever I do. And did I ever watch Michael Jordan play at the stadium? Yes, I did. I did. I went up, I probably saw him a couple times there, a few times maybe. I know I went up there in college with, at the old stadium that used to be across from the United Center. They tore down the stadium and built the United Center. But I went up there in college with my fraternity brothers, and we had a real good time. Oh, let's see. You watched Pete Rose play on the Reds in the 70s. It kind of confused me, though, because I think for a while Pete Rose went to the Philadelphia Phillies. Might have played third base. Pete Rose must have played a few positions, because I know he played first base. I almost think he played third with the Phillies. I can't be sure of that. I think I've seen him in the outfield a couple times. Yeah. He was a heck of a player. It is a shame that somebody said he played third, first, left field, and catcher. I don't remember him playing catcher, but I don't disagree. But you said he played third. Yeah, I'm picturing him playing third. I knew he used to play first a lot. But he was a good player. Do I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. He was the greatest baseball athlete of all time. I don't know if he was, he certainly wasn't the greatest athlete that ever played baseball. He loved the game, though. And loved the game, had a passion for it. Yeah. Well, I'm going to get a little more coffee because it's only 7:12. The earlier church service is at 8:30. Somebody's saying Bo Jackson was the best baseball athlete. Yeah, it'd be hard not. The struggle I have with Bo Jackson is in both sports, his career was short. Gale Sayers' career was very short too. But Bo Jackson, he's roughly my age. He might be a few years older than me, but I remember him playing on the White Sox and the Kansas City Royals and playing football on the Raiders. But his career was shortened, sadly. I think I remember seeing I think he might still live in the suburbs of Chicago. I think he's a great archer. I bet he'd be pretty dang good at anything he did. And yeah, he was supposed to be fast as heck. And again, I remember watching, I think he played on a Monday Night Football game against maybe the Seattle Seahawks. And I was in college at the time, and he ran wild. Yeah. Hold on, let me get a little more coffee. Bo knows. Bo don't know diddly. You guys remember the commercial he did with Bo Diddley? And Bo Diddley came in at the end. I think Bo Jackson was trying to play the guitar. And then they panned over, and there's the blues artist, Bo Diddley. And he goes, Bo don't know diddley. Somebody's saying Deion Sanders was the best overall athlete in baseball. I tell you what, there's been a ton of great athletes, and obviously Deion Sanders is a phenomenal athlete. Bo Jackson's a phenomenal athlete. What's the guy on that played for the Boston Celtics? Danny Ainge, and nobody would say Danny Ainge. I think he was a first-round draft pick in baseball. He was close to Hall of Fame player for the Boston Celtics, and I believe he may have played football. And you'd never think Danny Ainge because he's like a red-haired guy, but there's a lot of, I think, really good athletes excel at a lot of different sports. And again, I've never seen Bo Jackson play ping pong, but I bet you the guy's a damn good ping pong player. And I bet he could throw darts and bowl real well. So good athletes have something about them that they're gifted in many, many different sports. Sounds like something Ned Flanders. Is The Simpsons still being made? I mean, The Simpsons is about as old as me. I think Ned Flanders is the guy with the big mustache who is Homer Simpson's neighbor. Oh, that's nice. JKRHBL1. I wish you'd change your name and give yourself a name. Because you come on a lot of my shows and you make some decent comments and you're active on my show, but I can never say your name because it takes too long. JK. All right, maybe I will. The Young Organist asks if I'm good. I'm very good today. I feel great. I had a great night's sleep. I'm enjoying my coffee. And my show is almost up. We've got 81 thumbs up. We got 69 people watching. We must have picked up at least a handful of subscribers. Again, no matter how many subscribers I add on any given day, I don't know. I talked about this 2 months ago, about goals. Doing a subscriber goal is almost meaningless. I said I wanted 1 million. I do. That's going to take 5 years. Said I wanted 100,000. I do. I mean, that might even take 5 years. I still want that plaque, though. I hope YouTube still exists in 5 years or 3 years when I hit my 100,000 subscribers. And I hope they're still sending out plaques. I'm going to reach out to the Better Business Bureau if they don't. If I don't get a silver plaque when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to be pretty ticked off. I'm going to be making a lot of money with 100,000 subscribers, but I'm doing it all for the plaque. Am I going to church today? I am. I don't even know which church. I might get on Google and say, church near me, and just go to one. I mean, I see some crosses on buildings over there. Kind of reminds me of like when I see images of Turkey and they have the crescent moon on buildings. And I always think that's kind of strange, like a weird thing, but I guess it's no different than having crosses on the top of these buildings here. Yeah. What is this stream about? Bruce says the effort is half the battle. You mean getting to church? Do I miss driving my scooter? I do, Steel Seeker. Scooter season is upon us. Hello, Chapter Chaser. I've been doing a lot of shopping lately. Not a lot of shopping, but just kind of browsing. I mean, I do need a couch. I do need a couch more than I need a scooter. But I'm working really hard and making as much money as I can. But at my current job, no matter how much, the only way I can make more money is work more hours. And I've worked a lot of hours and picked up a lot of shifts and am making just about as much as I can. You know, there's not a lot of upward potential at this job. Has me wondering, do I need a new job? I like what I'm doing. I'm good at what I'm doing. I like the people I work with. But I would like to be a little more financially comfortable and not need to work 6 days a week. So I go back and forth on that. But again, my long-term plans are growing Coffee with Ken, which gets me thinking about the subscribers, which gets me frustrated when I only pick up 20 or 25. It's a vicious circle. Is this stream about coffee? I wouldn't say this stream is about coffee, but certainly I'm drinking a cup of coffee, and you'd be welcome to drink a cup of coffee as well. So it's Sunday morning. The earliest church service would probably be 8:30. The only earliest one I know of is 8:30. I can sign off with you guys, eat a banana, eat an apple, eat 2 oranges, eat some cottage cheese, drink some coffee. Somebody asked, what does the Lord of the Rings and Brokeback Mountain have in common? I mean, I want to laugh at that. I've never actually seen Brokeback Mountain. But I mean, if I wasn't on my live show, I would answer you and say what they have in common in my mind. If there were 100 frogs in a pond and 13 of them caused 50% of the problems in the pond, what would you do to fix the problem? I don't know. Are we really talking frogs here? Someone's ring, I just won't finish that. Chip. Chip, chip, chip. So frustrating. Am I a mental patient? Was I bullied in school? I don't think I was bullied in school. I always could kind of hold my own. I was always reasonably popular and reasonably athletic. So I wasn't, I think everyone was bullied in school in the 70s and 80s a little bit. I think it was a meaner, tougher, but also cooler time to be a kid. But I think there was more emphasis put on I don't know, there's probably less protection for the sensitive or effeminate boys for sure. We just didn't know better. So everyone was bullied a little bit. And there were certainly times that I was, But no, I wasn't bullied in school. What state am I in? I'm in Wisconsin. Hello, Andrew. The interview went great. Couldn't have gone any better. Have I been to Starbucks to get coffee? Ever? Have I ever been to Starbucks to get coffee? Yes. Did I go to Starbucks yesterday to get coffee? No. I don't think I went to a coffee shop yesterday. Somebody's saying bullying is probably worse now because of social media. Yeah. But you can't do it so openly in school, probably, I'm guessing. I don't know, though. I don't know. John is listening to the morning show before work. Well, John B., I appreciate you listening to the morning show. Did I get in any physical fights as an adult? JK, no. I've not really ever been in a physical fight, ever. You know, I don't know. Again, most people generally like me, and I get along with most people. I will get upset, though. I will get upset. How tall am I? I am 6'2". Mary, I do work today. Daniel believes bullying is what thickens your skin as a young man. It's necessary. I don't know. I mean, yes, there's an aspect of it where thicker skin provides purpose in the hard world of the strong survive. But there's also something wrong about it, and I can't help but think back to a kid that was a young kid that was nice and never, tried to cause any troubles, and he took his life in high school probably because he was picked on, and I always feel a little bad for him for that. Let's see. Yeah. Still connected to his sister on social media. Let's see. Somebody again says bullying builds character. Again, I think character might be another word for something. I don't know. If you're on the football team, there's going to be a certain amount of that, and maybe in a fraternity, there's going to be you're almost signing up for it if you're on a football team or in a fraternity, or I don't know. But if you're just a kid going to school and you happen to not be very athletic and maybe effeminate, I feel for certain kids out there. We have enough beta males in the world. I don't know what beta male means. Yeah, I know. Interesting discussion. I'm surprised there's so many proponents to bullying. Again, it's a totally different society. And I talked about it the other day. My boss scolded me for something, and it wasn't even scolding. He said something to me. And he came up to me and apologized for me for yelling at me. I go, man, you didn't yell at me. Again, I was a stockbroker in the 90s. We'd get in each other's faces and almost come to blows. That was a testosterone-filled environment, I'll tell you that. And it's a little hard for me because if somebody wrongs me at work, I'm not afraid to say, hey, don't do that. And I don't know. Today's society is very sensitive. It's different. Hello, Kirsty. How are you? A great audience today. 101 thumbs up. 101 thumbs up. What do I usually eat? That's the interesting thing. That is an interesting question. I don't say I usually eat anything. Bruce says, we were told to shut up or they'd give us something to cry about. Yeah. But yeah, I don't usually eat anything. I mean, I'm going to eat a banana, an apple, and a couple oranges and some cottage cheese for breakfast this morning. But I won't have that for dinner. I don't even know what's going on. We've gotten out of the box with a great audience today with 106 thumbs up. That might be approaching a record. And wouldn't that be cool? Mama Bear's Comfort Zone subbed. Somebody's talking about the Porsche Cayenne. Is that the SUV Porsche? I don't know how I feel about the varying types of Porsche cars. To me, having all those different Porsches, and I'm sure they're all very nice cars, has kind of watered down the 911 in my opinion. I always thought the 911 was the classic Porsche. And having all these different varieties kind of watered down the brand name a little bit in my mind. I'm sure they're nice cars though. What is my opinion on Greenville, Wisconsin? I know nothing about Greenville, Wisconsin. Let's see. But anyway, I've talked for like 72 minutes. Good morning, Jake the Snake. Jake, are you on day 111? You know, I won't judge either way, Jake, but I hope we're on day 111. If you're not, that's cool. But my hope for you is you're on day 111. Yeah. How about chapstick, mint or original? I tell you, would I rather be the best player on the worst team or the worst player on the best team? I think I've been almost both. Which did I like better? I mean, certainly there was goodness to both. But I was one of the worst players on a baseball team that went like 17-1 and we won the championship. And a year later, I was one of the best players on a bad team. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. All right, well, awesome. Yeah, Jake, it's okay to get bored. And I don't want to go down this path, but it's okay to get bored. And it's okay to say you're bored or you're tempted to drink or you're thirsty. It's probably okay to fall off a wagon. There's really no wagon. But I think just what you need to do in life when you're trying to stop something is just realize you don't want to drink anymore. You don't want to do this activity anymore. And forgive yourself if you do. And over time, it'll take care of itself. Good morning, Connor. You have a question. I want to answer your question, Connor, but I do not see it. And I talked for 75 minutes. And I might want to take a bath and then head off and go to church today. So if you have a question, give it to me. No, I'm not going to answer that question. Everyone asks, why do so many people ask Israel versus Palestine? Maybe we should take away the verses between the two. Because just saying Israel versus Palestine is creating conflict. And honestly, I don't know why there needs to be conflict. Honey's going to church today. Sam has about a week sober. Way to go, Sam. Paul wants to know if I go to AA. I do not. Yeah. And we've got a great audience. We got 80 people watching, 109 likes. We got 75 minutes of talk. And I'm getting hungry. And I'm ready to hop in the bathtub. And I'm ready to eat some fruit, eat some cottage cheese, and keep rocking and rolling with my day. And I had a great night's sleep, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. And I hope you had a great night's sleep. And I hope you've had an awesome, awesome week. Great weekend. You're excited about your day. You're thankful. I tell you what, be thankful for something today. If you're anyone out there struggling, say, I'm thankful for this cup of coffee. I am thankful for this candle, the window, the clouds in the sky, the sun in the sky, the opportunity I have in front of me today. And I promise you, you're going to feel a little better. So, and I'd like everyone to be feeling a little better. So I want to thank you. I'm thankful for you for joining today. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, that you're feeling good, that you are loving yourself, that you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.